Calling our meeting back to order. At the table before us, we have Department of Parks and Recreation. If you could identify yourself for the record and then proceed.
Hi, Clayton Honma, Department of Parks and Recreation's Director. To my right, I have Bob Fitzgerald, the Deputy Director, and to my left, I have Darren Takiui, our Business Manager. Good morning, Council Chair Poindexter, Chair Yoshimoto, and the rest of the council members. First of all, I could thank all of you guys, into spending a lot of your contingency funds into your parks, and it really supplemented our budgets quite a bit, and it really goes to show how much you care for each of the communities that you serve. Anywhere from video equipment for Pahoa, scoreboards for Mountain View, chairs, and building supplies for Kona. We got Liliuokalani, the study of the pond there to dredge the water. Refrigerators and freezers and playground equipment for South Kona. Bleachers, for Waikoloa and the skate park in Kohala. Equipment for our municipal golf course, and the various signs for non-tobacco use in our parks, as well as the funds also for positive coaching workshops. We really appreciate you all spending your money with us and keeping it in county and supplementing in our budget. So thank you very much. This year, our proposed budget is $25,478,332. It's about $1.3 million more than last year's budget. But of that $1.3 million increase, 1.1 is actually going into the salary and wages increase that we do have. The balance of that, and a sort of a mix of in between of what we had last year and this year, goes into the new parks that we're receiving or about to receive. We have budgeted for O'oma. We also budgeted for Mauna Kea State Park, and we've also budgeted for Ka'u Gym, which will be opening towards the end of the year. So included in that increase, we have about 6.5 positions that we're increasing. Of that, 1.5 for Mauna Kea, we have 2 for O'oma, and three positions and a tech for Ka'u District Gym. So we have 3 positions and a recreational tech, so 4 total positions down there. Basically, again, our budget is status quo with those increases. And so we just are here to answer any of your questions that you may have for our budget.
Thank you very much. Councilmember Kern.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you guys for coming in and presenting the budget. I just want to say how grateful I am on your guys' responsiveness. When we first got into office, I sat down and just kind of got to understand how it works with you folks. Now you have your project managers, folks in the field, and the amount of staffing and the amount of resources you have and the amount of projects and the amount of workload you have. It's absolutely amazing. And it's amazing to see how much we actually get done, and you guys have just been absolutely responsive, and it's great to see. I have to say that, as I said earlier to you in private, that the contingency funds are probably a blessing and a curse at the same time. And I was, talking to my staff about this yesterday. I'm like, every time we give them something new to do, that's another burden upon their staff, their project manager, and their people. And it's just amazing because you guys are still getting it done. And I'm sure we're pushing you guys to the max. But it's just been, like I say, it's been great to work with you guys, and your responsiveness has been absolutely amazing. And thank you for your attention to Puna. It's been needed for a long time, and you guys are right there giving it to us and doing it. And
thanks again, Councilmember Kern.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Councilmember Iligan.
Thank you, Madam Chair. As Director, I just want to say you have been very accessible, because when I call, you call back. And the things that working with your personnels in Park and Rec, they've been very great at pointing out the needs. And then once I figured that out, I talked to you, and you're right there with me. So I really appreciate that collaboration, and I right now I'm trying to figure out the rest of the project for the regional park in Pune, and I was wondering maybe if you could go into detail. Actually, I take that back. I need to schedule a meeting with you and talk about that. But I want to say they're looking forward to seeing that park happen. So thank you for your work.
I believe we'll be opening the bid in the next week or so on that. So the bids are out right now, and in about a week or maybe about 10 days or so, we'll be opening the bids for that, Councilmember Iligan. So we'll keep you abreast of the situation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Councilmember Onishi?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good morning, guys.
Good morning, Councilmember.
I really appreciate all your support that you folks have always given me in those 6 years that I've been on the council, and I really appreciate it. Clayton, Bob, Darren. Thank you very much for all you guys' support. I just have one question. The scoreboard, or the bulletin board that we had appropriated, or the extra funds that we had. What account would that money be in? Would you guys?
Yeah, that's your CIP contingency
so it's
account.
like a separate. Is it in here?
So
Yeah, it's not in the operating budget. It's from when we had it, the CIP. It's an appropriation over there. I think it's in the repairs to facilities.
Okay. And so, just do we have enough to purchase it?
yes, we do.
Okay. And will we be looking soon to?
Yeah, as we, our priorities have kept moving as far as it goes, Councilmember Onishi. So we apologize for the delays on that, but we'll definitely try to bring that up and push that forward.
Okay, sounds good. And then, if you folks do need additional funds, just let me know, because I still have a balance, and so I can, forward that to you folks.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Councilmember Willie? And then
Thank you very much, and I just want to express my appreciation for your openness and availability, even just acknowledging, keeping in mind what we're all doing on the contingency funds. And I want to say that also from the community. Although I wasn't a council member, I was involved a lot on on the board of Waimea Community Association and other things before you all came in, and I always felt an adversarial relationship with the previous departments. Or why are you want to cut all our trees down? Go cut your own trees down and things like that. But I just want to express how much awareness there is of what you do. Once in a while, okay, why aren't the times for the park not posted or something? But that's the level, not that you weren't there. And I think North Kohala, big concern about repairs and when we're getting that done. And my understanding is from you, Bob, and all, that a lot of those big issues are being addressed. So I'm not, if you want to comment, go ahead. But I just feel like some of the real urgent, where people have been going, can't you see this is really important? You're saying, we see it, and we're working on it. We're going to get it taken care of, and we're not going to leave the 8-foot hole in the roof indefinitely and stuff like that.
Yeah. Those projects are definitely on the radar right now, Councilmember Willie. We do have Kamehameha Park, the roof, the repairs for the leaks as our top priority up in Kohala, and that will be addressed within the year. We have a scoreboard that's also going to be put up into that park there, and that'll be done in the next several months. But I guess the larger project that you're looking at is the new judiciary building that we do have, and we are we're going to design and go after design work for that, but that's going to happen in the next couple of years. It is on scope to be a priority for this year to be addressed, but for sure that'll be done in the next couple of years.
Okay, but at least we're not going to have a hole in the roof where the water's pouring in and adding to greater expense, I hope.
No, we're going to address it right away.
Okay. I think one thing, I'm not sure you were here during the public testimony, but there was concern in terms of our taking on the Mauna Kea Park, and I'm sure you appreciate those issues and adding that as a burden, and just taking, for example, the cost to repair the bathrooms, or that it probably won't be a repair, it'll be a new bathroom or something.
Yes.
And since this is sort of I hear in my community, we need repairs at Spencer Park, and why aren't those getting done before we go and add another park? Why are we doing that? And what's happening? Why do the county want to spend more budget on this when why don't we just get mad at the state and make them do it? So those are, issues in my community or questions, and I just think it's, important to, I'd appreciate it if you'd comment on just that, taking it on, how realistic we're being in terms of the cost, and that competing interest between working there versus, hey, we're not doing good enough at our existing parks. What are we doing?
Well, with all due respect, I think we've done a wonderful job at Spencer Park in bringing up the restroom facilities there. We've also grassed that place and watered that place so that there's nice green grass everywhere in that park. I mean, as far as...
And I didn't mean to say... I'm just generally in terms of the parks you have,
yes.
so you don't feel I'm trying to be critical of something.
However, as far as Mauna Kea State Park goes, you travel between Hilo and Kona, and there's not one restroom facility to use on this island, that is decent.
Right.
We can do I believe we can do a better job of maintaining the restroom facility because we have staff here. The state would have to contract hire plumbers, carpenters, electricians, where we have that staff on hand where they can go and address those issues as we call upon them to go and address them. Maybe we don't have all the staff in the world, but we have enough staff here to go up and address them a lot quicker than what the state has currently. And we're not, separating the state from this at all. I mean, we're all working together to service our Big Island community a whole lot better. And that's the goal of the mayor. And we don't have it in our CIP, but we'll be adding into our CIP the restroom, the building of a new restroom facility, as well as some of the water lines that need to be addressed along the way. So we've already taken a look at it, and we have people on both sides sitting down across at a table with the state and ourselves in regards to some of the maintenance issues that we do have there right now. Currently, I've asked for our upcoming budget for about $301,000 to maintain the place, which includes, the hauling of water, because water will be an issue in taking care of the facility. The current spring is doing, several hundred gallons a day currently, where it once was doing, 13 to 15,000 gallons a day. So they've seen an incredible drop off, like in 2009, right after the earthquake. And for whatever the reasons, the biggest claim will be probably because of the ongoing drought that's going on there. They cannot find any damage from the earthquake to any of the piping that's been done, or to the spring itself. So just the production of the spring has gone down quite a bit. But working with not only the state, but also the United States Army and everyone else at Pohakaloa in the water situation, we're kind of addressing that keenly right now. However, in our budget, we did, estimate 1.5 bodies. We may need 2 bodies there. We also included some nighttime security, a one-time cost for a dumper truck, electrical costs, and some supplies, but basically just that. We're going to go up there and maintain the facility with a couple of bodies a day that we think we're capable of doing, as we made an assessment going over there.
Okay. No, I appreciate that. I think you have our support, but I think it's important for people to understand and that you're aware of those concerns and why it's important. It's important for all of us. I mean, we're using that road,
Yes.
I mean, just like everybody else, and the community, and that it does have a big impact on the whole traffic circulation. Just as I was talking about Waimea, you know, there's no bathroom there. It affects that people don't want to, whether they're able to travel without adequate facilities. So thank you. And I think it's good that you say, like, bringing in with the military and that this be a cooperative thing, and it's sort of in the center of the island, and how can we all contribute to that. I want to make one last comment, and that is just to thank you with your cooperation with the Bank of Hawaii building. It's certainly a big success, and there's a lot of pride from the seniors and the whole community in sort of making it a community. I know the other day when it was all of a sudden going around who's got testified, 2-1 North Kohala, 16 to 20 and more coming in, you know, too successful, you know, kind of. But anyway, that's great. And I did mention about the food truck project. I want to work forward on that, but I will talk to you separately. And how do we do that as a food truck park?
Thank you,
Councilmember.
Councilmember.
I just wanted to say mahalo for everything that you all do and the staff that make our parks, you know, some of the best parks in the state, which I think, you know, doing a great job. When I first came in to the council, one of my main priorities was working with you guys and making sure that we have those best parks. What can I do to contribute? How can we help out? And especially in the Kona area, you know, our constituency was really pushing for parks. So it made me make that a priority, but also thanks also for pushing for the Mauna Kea State Park. That was, you know, we passed a resolution a year and a half ago urging the state ledge to hand over the whole park. We wanted to take it over, you know, because we thought the county would do a way better job than what the state was providing for everybody going back and forth between Kona and Hilo. And I think now that we're actually seeing something happen, whether it's a lease agreement or that we're currently in right now, yeah?
We're working on an MOU
Okay,
currently,
okay.
and then right of entry, and then eventually we got the okay from the board to do the executive order. So the board actually is now allowing the DLNR Chief Ayla to come into negotiations with us directly, so he can represent the board as far as the paperwork goes.
Okay, right. That's great. I think it's great that we're getting into a position like this where we can invest in a place that is heavily used. You know, the distance between 2 points, you know, is a great distance, and to have that place as a stopping over place or a place where people can rest and relax and see the beauty of our island right there in the middle. You know, it links all of our communities, so it's important to invest. I know there's a concern over how much it would cost with the repairs and maintenance, but I think that's a good place where we can spend that money, invest in that, because of the amount of people that do use and do go back and forth between the two, between the several districts. But I just want to say mahalo for always being able to, you know, being there for if I need something or my staff needs something. You know, we have monthly meetings, updates on parks and what's going on in the parks. So I really appreciate that, and just being able to converse back and forth and having that collaboration is extremely important. So I'm looking forward to the upcoming year and this upcoming budget and whatever I can do to help out. I support what you guys are doing currently. I support what you guys are proposing in the for the future of Parks and Rec. So whatever I can do to support. Of course, you know, you've been seeing most of my contingency funds going to parks.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so you know, you can see that it's a priority of mine. But thank you guys for all that you do, and everybody that's out on the field. They're doing a great job.
Thank you, Councilmember Kanoa.
Councilmember Ford.
Thank you. Gentlemen, I've got a few problems to deal with. But first, I do thank you for the work that you are doing. And I got to say, Darren has been doing a yeoman's job trying to get the stuff that I need in my district. So thank you very much. We're going to get one of my parks fixed, the playground. The mayor told me on Wednesday that he was going to authorize getting the playground at Nalehu Park put in. So I am looking forward that he made that commitment to me, and I'm making it public. Okay. So I want to see vast progress very, very soon. The biggest problem that I have is we can't get the parks designed in a timely manner. And so even though we put money in CIP, nothing's happening. Now, my understanding was that we were going to get a West Hawaii park planner to help with this, and I looked in your budget and I didn't see that position. What's going on there?
We're into second round of recruitment with that again, Councilmember Ford. The first round of recruitments, we made an offer out. The offer was, it fell short of what the expectation was of the person that we offered. And we didn't find any other qualified candidates to fulfill the job, so we went out to recruitment again. So that's where we currently stand. We're recruiting a body for that position, but again, somebody that we need stationed out there in Kona.
I understand.
In West Hawaii.
And I got to tell you, I really appreciate the fact you're thinking about putting a park planner out in West Hawaii. We desperately need this person.
Absolutely.
I also understood that we were possibly need a job description for architect for Parks and Recreation. Is that still on the table, or is that kind of gone by the wayside?
We have a part-time contract hired architect right now that's helping us, and we're using that person to help do the smaller designs and in-house jobs that we do have.
All right, that's good. I have had an ongoing problem with the new Pahala gym, not the gym itself. You guys are doing great getting that one constructed under, I guess, Parks, Public Works, right?
It's helping us with that.
But for more than 5 months, I've been working with your legal counsel on getting that park named as the community wants it named for Lawrence Capellas. And all I keep hearing is the DOE and Parks and Recreation through Corporation Council is having this difficult discussion about who's going to control the facility. And frankly, you guys can go on arguing with DOE as long as you want. I need to get an MOU or whatever legal document we need so I can name that gymnasium after the man who walked on water to get the sports throughout the Ka'u area. And I'm getting nowhere. Every month I send an email to your legal counsel saying, where's the MOU, or where's the, authorization for us to do it? I've had to pull my resolution to name that park, my bill to name the park, I've had to pull that. I've been sitting here for 5 months waiting to do it. I don't know what to do to get this resolved. The name should not matter. We're naming it for a DOE employee who's no longer alive. They should not have any problems with this. What can you do to help me get this document so that we can name the gym?
We'll push through on working on that MOU. For it. So
not for the whole thing, just for the name. That's this little tiny piece.
Unfortunately, we're going to have to do them for the whole thing. So.
Okay, hold on a second. Mr. Ishida, would you like to come up here, please? Please, please. Don't go far, Darren. Okay, please identify yourself, Mr. Ishida.
Sure. Good morning. Lincoln Ishida, Corporation Counsel.
Okay, thank you very much for coming up.
You're welcome.
I'm not an attorney, as we all know. I don't know what it really takes for the DOE to just say something, yes, you can go ahead and name the gym for Mr. Capellas, one of our former employees, who is now deceased. I don't know that we have to have this giant contract between us, Parks and Recreation, and DOE. Is there any way we can get something much sooner, much smaller, to just handle the naming?
Ms. Ford, I had was listening that you were making reference to one of the attorneys in our office who was already involved in this.
Yes.
I'd be more than happy to contact her to see where it's at. If it's, I'm not personally familiar with
I
this
understand.
issue or the impediments, but I will find out for you.
I really appreciate
I
that.
will.
Thank you very much.
welcome.
Okay. So now the signage that was mentioned regarding the hours that the facilities are open. In my district, I found that there was missing signage. I let you guys know. And where is that as far as getting signs, permanent type signs, not paper signs, in these facilities?
Pat Daly is working on that in our maintenance
Good.
department to get that
Okay.
up.
Next, last year, we talked about termiting, tenting all of the facilities, and we got you, I think, $60,000. Got you a little more money. And I looked in the budget this time, and under fumigation, is that the line item for termiting? It is, okay. And I see $110,000, and I am absolutely thrilled. So this year, how many facilities did you actually tent and termite?
For that, right? We tented 5 facilities, which includes Pahala Community Center, Yano Hall, Pohoa Neighborhood Facility, Malama Park Restrooms, Papaico Community Center. We currently have Andrews Gym on in bid right now, actually, so we're going to be receiving the bid soon. And then soon to be followed, we'll be putting out bids for Cavallo Park and Papaico Gym.
Good.
I believe Andrews will be probably 25,000 or more, so that's going to be taking up most of what we do have this year, along with the 5 facilities that I mentioned earlier. And we'll see if we can go into getting Cavallo or Papaico. If not, we're going to do something at the Equestrian Center as well, too. So
Okay.
we have a bid on the Equestrian Center, several facilities in
Thank
there, to get done. So basically, we're trying to cover what we have for this year's budget, and we're going to go into next year's budget as well, too, to
All
get
right.
things started and kick-started going
I have
forward.
to say, I'm really pleased with the progress you're making in tenting, because, it's really awful to have the community watch one of their buildings sink to the ground as it's being eaten and supporting those colonies of termites. Yuck. Okay, the next thing I have 2 more things. I looked in your budget. I'm looking in line items 110 in maintenance. Park facility repairs, $10,000. And I'm shocked. I certainly hope you have a bunch someplace in CIP, because $10,000 isn't going to make a dent in the $80+ million on which we were originally in arrears when the mayor first took over. We've made great progress. So I don't know where we are, but Darren, can you give us some help here?
Yeah, the 110 account is more for small appliance repairs.
Okay.
And then if you look in the 229, that's the building and construction materials, and that one we budgeted $429,000.
Oh, I love it. Building, plumbing, electrical supplies. That's the major stuff we're going to be taking care of. Excellent. Okay, I missed that one. Thank you. The last thing I want to talk about, and I talked about this to the mayor, just one quick comment. The DOD, the Department of Defense, the Innovative Readiness Team, we're not doing well. We haven't done anything but the one application which failed. One of the things you're going to need up at Mauna Kea is more water. And I understand there's lots of perched water up there. We probably need a well. Wells run $7 to $9 million. But the DOD is really interested in drilling wells for us, and they can save us between 40 and 60% on the construction costs. So it's something that we need to take a look at. They will do the design. They've got all the people to do the design. We don't have to do it in-house. We just need to do it. So you might want to consider this, since the spring is kind of drying up a little bit. And I don't know if you've been up there. I'm sure you have. When it's raining, it never touches the ground. It's horizontal rain. It's truly, I'm not exaggerating. never touches the ground. So we're going to have some type of a sprinkler system to take care of whatever we're going to do, not to mention the bathrooms. So please consider doing an application for a well up there. Okay, I'm going to yield. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Councilmember Eoff.
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair. Good morning, Director and Bob and Darren. I just wanted to say thank you to all of you for a very collaborative approach to the parks and the parks maintenance, especially the ones that I'm most familiar with. So I think regarding Koana-Iki and O'oma, they're both unique, and the partnerships with the community and at Koana-Iki with the landowners and the county is an excellent example of an innovative approach as we go forward with especially purchases of open space and other kind of more open lands for parks. I really think it's becoming a great example of a way to keep things in an improved state without totally taxing just the county. And I'm looking forward to the work we're going to do at O'oma in the same vein, that we have an opportunity for either Friends of the Park agreements or some kind of collaborative approach to monitoring and maintenance of these beautiful open parks. As far as other parks in Kona, I've been really fortunate to be able to partner with Councilmember Kanuha to make sure that the more urban parks also have upgrades and anything, like he said, that we can continue to do in that regard. I think the people of Kona who in the past were complaining about the lack of parks or attention to parks, have seen a big improvement there. And I wanted to thank Bob too, because having him in West Hawaii has really helped to bring attention to where the needs are. And Darren also, because I know my staff calls you a lot, I want to especially say thank you, helping us through all of the difficult decisions. So the other thing I didn't want to forget to talk about was the Veterans Cemetery, because I know you have helped us especially a lot. I've made a commitment to my community that I would pay a lot of attention to the Veterans Cemetery, and I'm feeling very honored to be able to play that role. And we're moving forward with the MIA POW Memorial, which I know has been testy. The people are so anxious, and the issue is a little bit difficult to resolve all the ADA and everything else. So I understand why it's taking a little bit of time, but I'm really hoping that by Veterans Day we have that completed. So thank you for your help with the Veterans Cemetery too.
Thanks again, Councilmember Eoff, for supporting our parks through your contingency funds and everything else as well too. And I truly believe that O'oma and Koana-Iki is a very unique partnership out there, and it's been quite successful so far. So
yeah,
we were really enjoying the success of it right now.
So still, thank you very, very much.
Councilmember Onishi.
Thank you. After what Mr. Kanu has mentioned about the MOU, or you folks mentioned about the MOU with the Mauna Park, maybe your next option, I guess, you could follow up with the Hapuna Beach. That might be another one, because
that's a different challenge in itself. One challenge at a time.
Yeah, I know. So once that MOU is with the Mauna Park, and then we can just look at Hapuna Beach Park after that. But because that is another great facility that I think Parks and Rec can you folks can utilize, and you guys can really upgrade that. But thank you.
Thank you. And you have one more thing.
If you want to.
No, because I'm going to close. Anybody want to put on your light?
Yeah.
So let me know. Okay. So Councilmember Willie.
Well, I mean, if you.
No. Because then you won't get a chance to speak.
Okay. Just in terms of the Waimea, the Cherry Blossom Festival, you all did a great deal on that, and it's something I think I want to work on to upgrade and bring in lots of more money to our county, doing something that's wonderful there and focusing on building up the sister city, Japanese sister cities and that. But You all do an amazing job considering that one day and all that's done at that time. So thank you very much on that.
Yeah, I think Roxy Walchin from our Cultural and Education Department.
Yeah.
She deserves all the kudos for
She's
that and putting
amazing.
in all the effort in the organization with the community groups and the various businesses out there to make it all happen. But again, I wanted to give her the
Right.
kudos and the respect for
Right.
bringing that festival up to where it's today.
Right, and I think that working with our 3 senior clubs and doing the cherry pie bake-off, that was a really big success. We even have people wanting to come from the Hilo districts, their senior clubs, to come join and be part of that. So the festival. Anyway, it is an important opportunity for us since a lot of people will now be going on the Saddle Road, and but economic opportunities that are combined with culturally very important cultural programs. So thanks again. And again, I stress Roxy, for one person, it's like she just handled the amazing person how well she coordinates with everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, and we too in Hamakua, we're going to benefit from having Roxy because we're coming up with our celebrations in Western Week and the Plantation Days celebration at the end of the year. I just want to thank you for the Papaiko community tenting, because I would go there at meetings and I literally would have hundreds of termites flying around in our clothes. It was miserable. And I think the community would purposely have me there at nights having meetings so that I would be tortured. So, and push for that. But so thank you for that. The other thing I want to thank you for is the Honokaa Playground. When we saw, if there's a picture that I have that shows the expression on the children's faces. And even days after that, I've been having people texting me about there's 40 plus kids in the playground. It's a wonderful thing, because just yesterday we heard from the prosecutor's office that it's $197,000 per child per year that is in the criminal justice system. So investing in our parks and recreation system for our children, for our kapuna, it is the best investment that we can make in the county. So I know some things may be high, but our infrastructure is high, and I will. What I'm saying is thank you so much for that investment. I want to speak on the Mauna Kea Park real quickly. I just want to say that, yes, it's a great place for the connection for our island, for our visitors, but most importantly for our people. Because, and I want to speak on behalf of the Special Olympics, because I hold them dear to my heart because I have a adult special needs child. I know the difficulty in traveling long distances. I know that from Hilo to getting back to Ocala, sometimes I'm worried, please don't tell me you want to use the bathroom midway, so I try to make sure I take care of her before we leave. Now, this weekend is our Special Olympics in Kona, so you have our kids traveling all the way from the Puna side to Kona. I don't know if they're able to use that the Dan-Inouye Highway yet, because I don't know if there's a rest stop that is sufficient enough to take care of their needs on that long drive. So, and vice versa, when Kona comes to Ki'au for our track meet the following week, I think it is. But so we need to look at, yes, we will be spending money because it needs to be ADA accessible, because it needs our disabled, everyone needs to be able to utilize the facility in a healthy and safe way. So I'll be looking out for that to happen. I'm kind of excited, even with the cabins, because they may want to come over the night before and rest instead of getting our athletes up at 4 o'clock in the morning to try to get them. By the time they get to Kona, they're totally exhausted. And, so I look forward to that for everyone to enjoy, and especially the people with disabilities that desperately need that stop. Papaloa Gym, during the times the county, it was the economic downturn, we cut that position. Since then, we've increased the number of children and youth and even adults using the facility. Not only the gym, the annex, but also the park. I'm hoping that this year, if you look at the numbers, that it justifies that we need a worker there and that we get that back for our community. I don't think from Powillo, Lapahoehoe Gym doesn't have one. The activities there, the basketball, the base softball and all. I think the next facility is in, which ones are doing basketball now?
Either Honomu or Pipikeo.
Pipikeo, yeah. So we have a long distance in there. So I'm just, if it's possible, I ask you to look into that.
Yeah, we'll definitely look into, the position was unfunded. It was a Director 2 position. Maybe we can bring it down to a tech position,
Yeah.
but we'll definitely take a look into.
Yeah, we're not asking
seeing
for
what
a
we can
high
do.
position, just a position that can help our activities there. Nothing elaborate, just a simple position. Thank you. So, really quick, okay.
You heard me talk earlier about the land I'm trying to buy in Ocean View for the police, the legislative branch, and the mass transit. We need to have a restroom there. I mean, I'm willing to start with an ADA LUA to get going because the bus stops there and people need something. But that is something that we really need to have there because, as Valerie has said, you can go across this island and not be able to get to a facility. So I just want to keep that in mind and help me get the mayor to get that purchase so we can do some stuff. But I really want to thank you guys and the mayor and Bob especially for fixing the roof on Yano Hall and redoing the kitchen. My God, that was a nightmare for over 18 years. It's gorgeous. I get compliments on it all the time, and I want to thank you because if it hadn't been for you guys and the mayor, this would not have happened, and it was long, long, long overdue. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And just one more thing, the Honoka Rodeo Arena, I cannot say enough about that, with what's happening for our Paniolo people.
Yeah, it looks like it's on time, on budget, so
Yeah.
hopefully the weather cooperates with us and we can get it open on time.
Thank you, and we'll be able to do more activities there. So anyway, thank you for coming before us this morning. If our council members have any further questions, we will be contacting your office.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to take a recess till 1:30.